Hello guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. On today's video, we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful two-piece that you are seeing right there on your screen. Okay, this is a palazzo pant and a double drawstring top. Okay, so if this is the kind of video that you want to watch, let's dive into the video without wasting much of our time. Okay, so guys, please, this material, this fabric is a kind of dirty one because I put it together with the machine oil that I bought, and mistakenly the bottle of machine oil just emptied inside that nylon, causing this fabric a very big harm. But guys, I think I'm going to take it to a dry cleaner where they're going to do a justice to this dress. Okay, so let's dive into the video without wasting much of our time. So the materials I used for this particular dress is 3.5 yards of this particular fabric. This is a poly material, okay, and it stretches to the two sides. I used scissors, tape, chalk, sewing machine, and all of that. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is to fold my fabric into two because we are going to be starting from the trouser part. We're going to be making the trouser part first. So go ahead and fold your fabric into two, okay, and start taking down your measurements. There, right there, I'm trying to mark out my waistline. And after I'm done marking out my waistline, I'm going to divide my hip measurement into four, okay, and that is going to serve as my crouch line. Okay, if you don't know how to measure your crouch line, just go ahead and divide your hip measurement into four, or you just place your tape from your waist and sit down on a chair. Just measure from that your waist to the chair, the surface of that chair. Then you have your crouch measurement. Okay, from that crouch measurement, I'm going to go up with 2 inches, and then that is going to serve as my hip line. Okay, go ahead and mark all this line, and then also get your length, the length of the pants. Then go ahead and add allowance. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to divide my hip measurement into four. I'm going to mark it on the waistline, on the hip line, and then on the crouch line. So I'm going to connect all the whole dots just as you can see me doing. And then after that, I'm going to divide my lap measurements, okay, my lap round measurements. I'm going to divide it into two, and then I'm going to place it on the crouch line and mark out. So right now I'm trying to adjust the line. Just as you can see that the line is very small. So I'm trying to adjust it, and after I'm done adjusting it, I'm going to place it. Please remember that is your lap measurement divided by 2, okay? Place it on that crouch line and then mark out. Okay, so right now I'm going to connect from that hip line in a curve way and connect to the crouch line, just as you can see me doing. Whatever works for you, you can make use of it. If it is a stick or broom, like if it is a broomstick, you can make use of it. If it is your curve rule, your free hand, whatever that works for you, just please don't make it to go inside, don't cover it too much. So go ahead and mark it out. Okay, so after that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to divide my waist round measurement by 4, and I'm going to place it on the waistline. Okay, and you are going to be placing it backwards. I don't know if you understand me, but please watch very closely. Starting from that hip measurement divided by 4, okay, place it backwards, and then after we are done marking out, go ahead and connect it to the hip line and then the crouch line, just as you can see me doing. I'm trying to make use of my ruler, but it's not giving me what I want, so I switched back to freehand. Okay, so right now I'm done connecting it. The next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape from the waistline, and then I'm going to mark out my knee line. So after marking it out, I'm going to extend the line to form a straight line. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to be doing right now is to place my tape on that crouch line. I'm going to place it to get the center of it. Okay, I'm going to place it like this, and then I'm going to fold my tape to get the center of it, and then I'm going to mark out. So whatever measurement I have there, I'm going to mark it all the way down to the hemming side, okay, to the length of the pants. So after I'm done doing that, I'm going to connect the dots to form a straight line. Okay, so whatever measurement I'm going to be putting down here, it's going to be divided by 4 instead of 2. Okay, so I'm going to divide my knee round measurement by 4, and then I'm going to place the half of it on the other side and then half of it on this other side. So whatever measurement I have there, remember this is a palazzo pant. The leg band is not supposed to be very tight, so I'm going to use that my knee round measurements divided by 4 and go down. Okay, I hope you guys understand me. If you don't, please do not hesitate to leave your comment down the comment section. Okay, so after that I'm going to connect all the whole dots just as you can see me doing right like this. So right now I'm going to be connecting from the crotch line to meet the knee line. So I'm going to connect it like this, and then I'm going to, blend it so that I don't have a sharp point there. And then I'm also going to connect on the other side of the pants. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to the waistline, and then I'm going to come down with 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to connect it. This is just to give our pant a kind of shape, like a very nice shape at the upper part. So I'm going to come up, connect it back to the waistline just as you can see me doing. Please guys, pardon me, my chalk is not showing, but at least you can see it slightly, right? And then after that, cross check your work and then cut out. Watch me very closely so that you get to understand where I'm cutting out. Okay, for this 1 inch that we came down from on that waistline, I did not cut it immediately because I'm going to be cutting it out after I'm done drafting the back piece. Okay, so after we are done cutting out, I'm going to keep it aside and start working on the back piece. Okay, so I'm going to bring another fabric and then I'm going to fold into two and then place the front piece on the top of it like this. Okay, please make sure that you have at least 3 inches on the both side. Okay, make sure you have at least 2 inches on the both side. So what I have here is exactly 2 inches, and then I'm going to start marking out like 2 inches on that hip side. Okay, remember that this is for a lady, and then a lady we have back side, right? So I'm going to be marking out to 2 inches, but before that let me just go ahead and extend all the lines. I'm trying to extend the lines, and then after I'm done extending the lines, I'll go ahead and start marking out to 2 inches from the hip side. I'm going to mark it until I go down to the length of the pants. Okay, so after you're done marking out, go ahead and connect it just as the way we did earlier on the front piece. I'm going to connect it, and then after connecting it, the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to this particular part on this side, and then we are going to go in with 2 inches, okay, from the first piece. Okay, we are going to go in with 2 inches, and then we are going to go up with 1.5 inches, but it depends on your size, right? So I'm going to go up with 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to connect it back to the line that we extended earlier, okay, to the waistline. So I'm going to connect it back. If you measure it, you're going to notice that it's exactly to your waist round measurement divided by 4. Okay, so I'm going to connect it back to that line using my ruler. Okay, so the reason why we went up with 1.5 inches is because that is our back piece. By the time you bend down, it's not going to be showing your your buttocks. Okay, so that is the reason why we go up with 1.5 inches to cover our backside when we bend down. Okay, so on the crotch area to the downside, I'm going to measure, I'm going to go out with 2 inches. Okay, I went out with 2 inches on the crotch area, and from the knee line I used 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect it, and from this hip part, from that hip line on the back piece, I'm going to also connect it just like this. Okay, I mark it out, and then I'm connecting it. I'm trying to connect it. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. I have a series of palazzo pants or pant cutting on this channel. You can just go ahead and watch it out to, understand more better. So after you are done connecting it, you cross check again and then cut out. So guys, please watch very closely so that you get to understand where and where to cut. Okay, so after we are done cutting out, we are basically done. So I'm trying to remove that 1 inch that we came down with on the front piece. Okay, so I'm done removing it, and then this is what we have. So right now I'm going to move out to my sewing machine to start sewing it. First of all, I'm going to sew on this part. Okay, and then I'm also going to repeat it on this other side. So right now I'm done sewing it. You can see I'm done joining the two piece. You can see it. So it's now time to join the both of them together. Okay, first of all I'm going to pin down from the underside, from the crotch area. I'm going to pin down, and then I'm going to move out to my sewing machine to sew on it. So while sewing it, I'm going to start from the downside first. Okay, this is a draw material. You cannot just start from one side and end the other side. You start from the downside, and then when you get to the crotch area, you double stitch and then start from the other side. Okay, so that by the time you are done sewing it, it's one is not going to be longer than one. Okay, so and then I will also close up the sides. Okay, I'll close up one entirely, and on the other side I'm going to mark out 8 inches. That 8 inches is going to be where I'm going to be attaching my zipper. Okay, so I'm going to move out my sewing machine and do all of that, and after I'm done doing all of that, I'll come back and show you the next thing to do. Okay, so right now I'm done with all of that. You can see it. I've gone ahead to hem the downside and also serge it. Okay, I interlock the edges. Okay, and then you can see the 8 inches where I marked out earlier. I did not sew on that particular side. Okay, right now before fixing our zip, we are going to be working on the band first. So I have this 2.5 inches band which I cut earlier, and I've also gone ahead to gum with gum stay. Okay, so I'm going to be fixing it on the pants before we can be able to join the zipper. Okay, so right now I'm going to bring out one piece of the band. If you notice, I got two of it. Okay, so I'm going to bring out one piece of it, and then I'm going to place it from the inside. Okay, I'm going to be placing it not from the right side, from the wrong side of the fabric. I'm going to be placing it, and then I'm going to sew it all the way around. So after I'm done sewing it, this is what we have. So you can see it. I sew from the back side. Okay, from the wrong side of the fabric. So right now I'm going to be sewing the second one on the top of it. So I'm going to bring the second one, and I'm going to place it. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side of the band, and then I'm going to move out to my sewing machine to sew it all the way around. And then after I'm done sewing it, I'm going to turn it over and then top stitch it. But while top stitching it, I'm going to make sure that it covers the sewing parts. Okay, it covers the sewing part of the other side. I hope you guys understand me. And then after that, I'll go ahead and join the zipper, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys what we have. Okay, but before that, let's continue working on the upper side. I've gone ahead to fold my fabric. I folded into four because I want to be cutting the back and the front piece together. Okay, please do not mind the stains. Okay, so I'm going to fold it, and then after I'm done folding it, I'm going to first of all mark out the shoulder line, which is going to serve as the starting point. Okay, and then from that point I'm going to measure the length of the top that I'm working with. Okay, I added extra 2 inches to that. I added extra inch to that because I'm going to be hemming it, right? So I'm going to extend the line right now, and then after I'm done extending the line, I'll show you the next thing to do. Okay, so after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to start marking out the neckline. I use 3 by 3 inches for the neckline, and then for the back piece I use 3 by 1. Okay, I go in with 3 inches and then come down with 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out, and then I'll connect all the whole dots. Please remember that this is optional. Okay, it depends on the type of neckline that you want to work on. Okay, so my own, I want to see to be a turtle neckline, so that is the reason why I use 3 by 3 inches. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to divide my shoulder measurement by 2. I'm going to mark it out, and then from that shoulder measurement divided by 2, I'm going to mark my sleeve length because this is a cut together. Okay, and then I added extra allowance for hemming of the sleeve. So after that, I will divide my sleeve band measurement by 2, and then I'll come down from the shoulder line to mark it out, and then I also added allowance to that. So I'm going to connect all the dots, and then after that we will mark our chest line. Okay, so right now I'm going to mark out the chest line. Okay, so after I'm done marking it, the next thing I'm going to do is to divide my bust round measurement by 4. Okay, I'm going to divide my bust round measurement by 4, and then I'm going to mark it out, add extra allowance. Okay, and then on that downside, I'm going to divide my hip round measurement by 4 as well. I'm going to mark it out and add extra allowance. Okay, then I'm going to connect it. I'm going to connect from that chest line down to the length of the top. Okay, I'm connecting the allowance, not the normal distance, not the normal measurement. Okay, so remember we folded into 4, so I'm going to be cutting out, but right now I'm going to be cutting out from the back neckline first. After I'm done cutting the back neckline, I'll remove one and then cut the front neckline. So guys, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to curve this particular side for the armhole. It's not supposed to be straight like this, so I'm going to measure 2 inches from this point. Okay, and then I'm going to connect the 3 dots, connect from here and connect to that 2.5 inches, and then connect the normal bodies. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. So right now I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting out. So right now I'm going to remove one. I'm going to be removing the inside one, and then I'm going to cut the front neckline. Okay, so this is what I have after I'm done cutting out, right? So I'm going to open it up now, and then we're going to start sewing. Okay, I'll place the back piece on the top of it. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side, and then I'm going to move over to my sewing machine to stitch the shoulder line first. I'm going to stitch the shoulder line, and then I'm going to hem the sleeve band. Okay, so after I'm done doing all of that, this is what I have. I've joined the two shoulders, and this is the neckline. If you watch very well, you notice that the neckline is too small, but don't worry because this material stretches, okay? It's very, very stretchy. And then I also went ahead to hem the sleeve band, okay? So right now it's now time to join the two of them together, to join the side together. I'm going to place the two of them together like this, okay? And then I'm going to move over to my sewing machine to sew on it. I'll be using like 1 inch from each side, and I'm going to sew to the downside. But before you sew that downside, you're going to first of all hem the that side, okay? You're going to hem it before you sew, okay? So I'm done sewing it, and this is what I have. This is the outcome of it. So right now it's now time to open up the seam allowance. I'm going to open it up, but before that, let's go ahead and measure out where our drawstring is going to, stop. So I use 13 inches on mine. It depends on the length of your fabric, depends on the length of the top, okay? So I use 13 inches for mine. So I'm going to open up the seam allowance, and then I'm going to move out to my sewing machine to stitch it down, okay, on the both side. So, and then I'm also going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So the next thing we are going to start working on is the neckline. Remember that we are supposed to pipe it, right? So I'm going to cut out a band for it. But while cutting it out, I'm supposed to be cutting it out on a bias form. Okay. First of all, I'm going to measure around the neck. I'm going to measure the neck round to know how many inches that I'm supposed to be cutting out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and measure out. So after I'm done measuring out, what I have there is just 21 inches. So remember that we are going to be cutting out the band like 2 inches on fold. Okay, so and the length is going to be exactly the neckline round. So I'm not going to be cutting out on this way. I'm going to be cutting out on a bias form, on a bias shape, just like this. You can see me, so that by the time I want to, wear the dress, is going to enter my head and all of that. Okay, by the time you cut it on a bias form like this, it's going to be more stretchy. I don't know if you guys understand me, but please watch me very well so that you understand very well. So I folded my fabric, and then I'm cutting out with 2.5 inches. That half inches there is going to I'm going to be using that 5 inches to sew, okay? And then the remaining 2 inches is going to serve as the neckline band. I hope you understand. So I'm going to cut out right now. After I'm done marking, I'm going to cut. And then after I'm done cutting out, this is what we have, okay? So right now, I'm going to iron it very well, like give it a nice press. After you're done ironing it, the next thing you're going to do is to start sewing it, right? So I'm going to move out to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to start sewing on this neck area. But before that, let me pin down to give us a guide of what I'm about to do, right? So I'm going to place the neckline. Make sure that the right side of the neckline is facing the right side of the band, like, so, and then I'm going to pin all the way around the neckline, and then I'll move over to my sewing machine to sew on it. Okay, when I get to that part, I'm going to cut off that excesses, and then I'm going to, sew it as in sewing. I'm going to join the both of them together and then complete the sewing there. Okay, and then after you are done, you are basically done, right? So this is what we have after we are done doing all of that. I've gone ahead to sew the neckline, and then I've also gone ahead to sew on that on where we were going to be inputting our string. Okay, so guys, this is the bias that I bought for this, but it doesn't match at all. So the reason why I bought the bias is because my machine got spoiled, like my machine disappointed me. my machine disappointed me, so I decided to use the bias thread, the bias strip for it. But like, I'm still going to change it because it doesn't match at all. But for the sake of this tutorial, I want to post this video today, so I'm supposed to finish up all of this, at least to show you guys what you are supposed to do there. So use your safety pin to insert the bias strip. Okay, when you insert it, you turn it to the other side, and then from that side bring it out. Okay, so that is basically it for this beautiful style, Abby. So whatever you did on that side, you are going to repeat it on the other side, and then we are good to go. Okay, so let me open it up for us to see the front piece. Okay, for us to see the what we just make, what we just did. So it depends on how you want to style your own rope. You should know how to tie it, right? So after that, this is what we have. We are basically done with this. So I'm going to give it a nice press, and then, you know. So I have this, I don't know the name of this thing, but I got it in the market. I got about two pieces of it because I want to put one on the shirt and the other one on the trouser part base. So, and this is basically my first time doing this. So I don't know how to do this, but I have this cotton fabric. I've also gone ahead to put it inside water. So I'm going to place it on the top of it like this, and then I'm going to use my steaming iron to press on it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it for a while, and then I'm going to remove it at this particular point. Guys, my mind is flipping because this is actually my first time. I don't want to spoil this my beautiful dress. So let me try. I'm just trying to do this. Please, guys, this is just my first time doing this. It's not easy, oh, like this is not easy at all. So I'm going to remove the paper. I'm going to remove the paper, but guys, this is very hard. I don't know. Maybe it's because of it is my first day or first time of trying something like this. So this is what we have. You can see deep spirits. You can see, oh my god, this is the outcome of it. You can see it on my body. You can see how beautiful and fine it came out. I did not iron the deep spirit something on the trouser part again because this one really give me issue, so I don't want to repeat that same process again. Maybe I'm gonna do it some other day. My baby girl will not allow me to do my slaying. So thank you all so very much for watching my video. Thank you so much if you watched to this extent. May God bless you. Okay, please, if you have not subscribed, do well to hit on that subscribe button, turn up your bell notification so that whenever I post a video you get notified. And if you have any question, please don't forget to leave it down in the comment section because I'm going to attend to all of that. You can see how beautiful this palazzo pant came out, and the top also. Like, I love this. Like, this is very, very beautiful, right? Tell me what you think about this particular dress. If you recreate it, also tell me. If you gain anything from this particular video, also leave a comment down in the comment section. I love you all, and I'm going to see you all in my next video. Bye, and remain blessed. Okay, deep spirits.